good afternoon once again, Thabo. So the reason this time really being that the prosecutor has said that, she came back from her leave for this particular case today, and her leave is only back. She's only supposed to be back at work, so her leave only ends on the 18th of January. So she'll be back at work on the 18th of January. The magistrate really just saying that she really is displeased that there's another postponement in this case, saying that a bail application should be as short as possible, and that she even addressing Joanne Swartbooi, saying that she hopes that this matter would be completed either today or tomorrow, but her hands are tied as a magistrate, and so then postponing the matter to the 18th of January. You'd understand, Thabo, that a case such as this that has been ongoing for so many months now cannot proceed without the relevant prosecutor. And this is why the magistrate then even requested the prosecutor, if she can't come back a little earlier, even if it's just for one day from her leave, the prosecutor saying unfortunately not, and that she'll be back at work on the 18th of January. So that was the main reason for the postponement today. And the big thing also was that as we hit 3:30, the magistrate reminding the defense, Ms. Mkukuma Makakula, that the arrested Joanne Swartbooi needs to go back to prison, and we understood that she needed to be back at the Boksburg prison by about 20 to 4. So that's another reason why this matter had then needed to be postponed.
What's the reaction from the family to yet another postponement?
Really disappointment. They are really just hoping that they'll somehow find some kind of closure, specifically with this bail application, because we heard today, and this is something that the family has also said to us here at Newzroom Afrika, that, they are hoping that she does not get bail. But this is also something that we heard from the sergeant who was testifying, the investigating officer, Sergeant Rogers Mtungwa. He testified today, really just saying, Thabo, that he does not believe that Joanne Swartbooi is suitable for bail. One of the concerns being for her safety. The Eden Park community has allegedly gone to the police station and wanted to speak to the police commander, saying that she should not be granted bail, or she should not set foot at the Eden Park area ever again should she be granted bail. And the sergeant then really saying that this then goes towards her safety and what could possibly happen to her should she be granted bail, and especially because even if she will be living further away at the alternative address that she has given in the Eastern Cape, even with that, the sergeant really just saying that, there are concerns that when she has to come back to court, what then happens should the Eden Park community be waiting for her outside. So those are just some of the issues that had been cited by the investigating officer. And of course, the family really disappointed that there's now another postponement. But the investigating officer's testimony was also, they found loopholes, the defense finding loopholes in the testimony. And the big thing around this case, Thabo, is the fact that there isn't a body for the state to work with. They are currently testing bones that were found at a dumping site to check if they actually belong to Timothy Jacobs. They are also checking blood stains that were found on a mattress in the house that he shared with Joanne Swartbooi to check if that blood belongs to Timothy Jacobs. But the defense really drilling on the fact that there isn't a body for the state to work with, and until everything comes back, the DNA testing, the forensics, and until everything has been done and tested and proven that it actually is Timothy Jacobs, they are really just saying that this case is just circumstantial and hearsay from what the state has heard from the neighbors and from the family itself. There was also the issue of the investigating officer not necessarily speaking to Joanne Swartbooi himself, but really just having a conversation with the mom about things like the address that was verified and how long she had actually been in the Eastern Cape. We heard that the last time she was home in the Eastern Cape with her mom was in 2010. So that was also a concern for the state, in that what if she then does not come back? And why would that particular address then be suddenly suitable for her to live in should she be granted bail? So more of the issues coming up around this case today in court, but the matter now being postponed to the 18th of January. The investigating officer was reminded that he is still under oath, cannot discuss any of his evidence with anybody, meaning he'll be still under oath when we return on the 18th of January. The defense will then continue with the cross-examination, and hopefully then by then we will know whether Joanne will be granted bail or not.
What are you hearing as far as the state is concerned? Are they still confident about their case?
The state's still quite confident, Thabo, about their case. They are saying that despite the fact that the defense is saying that it is circumstantial evidence, the investigating officer really saying that they have been able to convict, they've been able to prosecute and convict people on circumstantial evidence, even with a murder case such as these. He's saying that, they have had cases where there hasn't been a body, but they've worked on other evidence and people have been prosecuted and convicted. So the state's still very convinced that they've got a very strong case in this matter. They are very hopeful as well that they'll be able to get these DNA tests done as soon as possible so that they can prove that Joanne Swartbooi allegedly, they are saying that she killed her boyfriend Timothy Jacobs, something that the investigating officer actually saying in court today. He said it will then be proven, my point, that she did kill, and the point made also by the sergeant and those that actually questioned her, that she did kill Timothy Jacobs and that she actually should not be granted bail at all. So the state extremely confident that Joanne Swartbooi did this alleged crime, and at this moment the defense actually, Thabo, really still calling Timothy Swartbooi an alleged deceased because there isn't anybody, but he has not been seen for over 2 months now.
Tshegohaco, I appreciate your time and that update. That's Tshegohaco Moagi there outside the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court for us.